Hey everyone, welcome to this week's AMS Live. We're going to go ahead and start out with the issue paid numbers for annuities and IULs this week. So for week 45 IULs, we have Andrew T, 1,670, Brigido G, 1,745, Christopher F, 1,928, Danielle B, 3,846, Don S, 343, Dominique W, 1,707, Edford B, 687, Israel W, 941, James S, 2,317, Julia S, 958, Ross R, 426, Todd S, 18,000, and Tyler J, 6,069, with a total of 40,637. And then for October 31st through November 6th, issue paid annuities, we have Philip H, 10,001, Brandon C, 18,671, David E, 20,046, Chantal W, 21,096, Christopher M and Galen W, 22,659, Galen W, 24,566, Danielle R, 31,609, Kristen S, 36,854, James F, 45,413. Michael O has four $50,000 policies and two $75,000 policies. And then John W, 55,784. Albert L and Julia E, 57,862. Jean S, 58,139. Don S, 80,582. Ronald T, 83,068. Robert N, 100,000. Toria M, 100,513. Alan G, 116,361, Albert L and Zachary G, 116,511, Christy H, 121,078, John B, 142,382, James F, 400,000, and Matt W, 496,082, with a total of 2,509,286. Awesome job, everyone, on those numbers. And then just one quick announcement. You might have seen it on Facebook recently, but the Athene Agility just received the FIA of the Year award. So if you haven't sold any of those, they're a great income product, 20% benefit-based bonus. If you want to learn more about it, just email us at info@fflams.com. And that's everything. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Sean Ruggiero here with Bridget Reimer. Thank you for watching Family First Life AMS Live. Today we're going to conclude our four-part series on the in-home presentation, talking about an annuity for lifetime income. So in today's presentation, Bridget is 60, single, has a couple kids, but we're going to talk about how she can retire, satisfy lifetime income concerns, maximize her Social Security using the Athene Agility. So again, financial inventory, let's say this is a mortgage protection appointment. I come in, I explain my role as a field underwriter. I explain the three steps, the first of which is I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I need to know what you qualify for before I show you any options. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
Second thing that I do is I'm going to make sure that whatever we look at your budget, make sure that it's affordable, because it wouldn't make sense to show you any insurance products that aren't affordable. And then the third thing is we're going to go through a request for approval, an application, maybe it's an e-app, maybe it's a paper app, and make sure that the field, my field underwriter findings match up with the home underwriter findings. This is going to take about 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on how many questions you have. Any reason for us not to proceed?
No, please go ahead.
Okay, so that's kind of my standard intro. Now I feel comfortable in asking these questions. She feels comfortable knowing why I'm asking these questions. So I'm going to put down my agent ID. I'm going to put the date down. Bridget, can you give me your email? We send you correspondence here electronically.
Bridget@fflinw.com.
Okay, great. Go nice and slow, nice and easy. If you stay calm, she'll stay calm. And I urge you to get that email, because if you're using your insurance strip account, which is free for all Family First Life agents, then she's going to get my monthly email newsletter. She's going to get my holiday emails. It creates that stickiness, creates that retention and those referrals. So that's why we want to do that. Yeah. Also, if you need to contact her, you can email her. So I've got your name is Bridget Ellen Jackson. You're born 11/22/88. age 30, okay, not married, correct?
Back up, I'm 60.
Oh, sorry, 60?
I'm double that age. I know I look 30, right?
Forgot, we're not doing the IUL anymore. Okay, age 60. And I have the address here is 1234 First Street.
Yep.
And that is in Everett, Washington, 98102. You have 2 children, you said?
I do, yeah.
What are their ages?
28 and 24.
Okay, great. Round numbers, what is your monthly income?
About 5,000.
Okay, $5,000 a month. Any medical conditions or medications that you're taking?
No, not currently.
Okay, great. And you're a non-smoker, is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. The mortgage balance I have is $225,000. Is that accurate?
That is. Yep.
Okay. And what is your monthly mortgage payment?
About 1,800.
Okay. And this is a 30-year term?
It was. Yep.
All right. Nice neighborhood you have here. I see a lot of new houses popping up. What would you say the value is of your house currently?
It's probably about 320.
Okay, great. So you've got some equity there. That's fantastic. Okay. Now, do you have any current life insurance, be it term or whole life? I'm not counting employee-owned life insurance because that really isn't yours and it could be gone when you need it. So any current life insurance products that you currently own?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything that acts like insurance? So, I'm here to talk to you about the mortgage protection. I'm trying to get an idea of the life insurance products that you currently have, which is none. But do you have anything that acts like insurance? So you could have something like a 401k, a 403b, a 457. So if you die, this money could be used to pay off the house. Now, might be what you want it to do, but that's why we're asking. So do you have anything in that nature?
Yeah, I actually have an old 401k worth about 300,000.
Okay, yeah, all right, great. So $300,000, okay. Now, you're coming up on Medicare, so you don't have anything yet, but keep that in mind. By age 64 and a half, you can start shopping around for your Medicare supplement, your Medicare Advantage plan. But for now, I'm going to put no because you're not 65. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to then proceed with the mortgage protection policy. Let's say I write an Americo HMS. Let's say I use a final expense policy and sell mortgage payment protection, right? You see various types based on what the person can be approved for and what fits their budget. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to segue and I use the trifold for annuities, the guaranteeing safe growth and income. And on this one here, since she's single, since she has this $300,000, which is fairly sizable, I'm going to talk to her, but I'm going to see what her concerns are and what she can what we can help her with. Sometimes we sell it based on accumulation, eliminating fees, eliminating risk, but also in many cases like this one, we need to talk about lifetime income. Because she's going to have Social Security, but she doesn't have a pension, she doesn't have anything of that nature, so she needs to convert this into lifetime income. So I've concluded the business for the life insurance policy. Now, Bridget, before I leave, one of the things we specialize in is lifetime income planning. We're retirement specialists. We protect 2 things. We protect human capital, such as this life insurance policy, but we protect financial capital through something called a fixed index annuity or an FIA. So I wanted to hand you a copy of this trifold and quickly go over this with you. Here are the top 5 retirement questions that people have. Now, what age did you want to retire?
In about 7 years. Is
Okay,
my goal.
so around 67?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, a couple things on that. First, let's read these 5 questions. Number 1, how will the market affect your retirement? You have this $300,000. You've probably seen it fluctuate, especially back in 2008, 2001. Is that a concern at all for you?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I'm going to circle that. Outliving your retirement. You said your mom's still alive and kicking?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got a long ways to go.
You take no medications, you're a non-smoker, you're very healthy, you're in good shape, so you probably will live a long time. Is it any concern of yours that you will actually outlive your money?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, understandable. How will healthcare impact your retirement? That's got to be some concern, right? You have healthcare coverage right now.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly how that will work in the future. And then, can you get a fair return without risking loss? That was one of the top 5 questions according to this study. And then the 5th one is, what will you leave for your loved ones? You do have 2 kids. Do you have any desire to leave them money?
Yeah, I would love to if it's possible.
If it's possible, okay.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk to you about is this fixed index annuity. All annuities can present lifetime income. The one we have is an award-winning product that I'll come back in a couple days and I'll show you. This is a very regulated industry, so I have a home office that needs to go over it. They act as a fiduciary and they produce, based on the state, your age, what products are available, the best product for your situation. But if we look at this here, there was a study done by a gentleman named Roger Ibbotson, who is a professor at Yale University, and he showed a comparison of longevity risk when someone has all their money in stocks and bonds, which is kind of the traditional way to save your money. It's probably what your 401k is involved in right now, versus adding an annuity for just half of it. So if you see here, this blue line represents the idea that you have almost a 50-50 chance of running out of money before you reach 100. Whereas you will never run out of money if you add an annuity to the mix. So I think that's the important thing. And if I were in your shoes, you have Social Security, but how are you going to supplement that Social Security? How are you going to make that $300,000 last for the rest of your life? And if at all possible, give some to your children upon your death. Does that sound like a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you go ahead and keep this trifold. And what I'm going to do is I'll be back in 2 days and I will show you what the options would be for this $300,000, okay?
That would be great. Thank you, Sean.
Great. So now I'm going to submit this to Ask a Specialist, get the findings, come back and present that. All right, everyone. I've conducted my client sit-down meeting. Got a $300,000 annuity. I want to solve for lifetime income. I'm going to submit this to Ask a Specialist. So the first thing I do is I go to fflams.com. I log in right here. And I go to Ask a Specialist. I can submit IUL. In this case, I'm going to submit annuity. Type in the client's name, date of birth. Let's see, 1958. That should give me around 60. The state, the target premium. In this case, it's the $300,000. Where's the money coming from? It's coming from a traditional IRA. Is this account coming from an active employment sponsored plan? No. So that's talking about, is this money in a plan like a 401k where they're still working and actively putting money in? We asked that question for a reason. What's the client's primary goal? Okay, we're going to collect this from the drop down. So we want lifetime income in the next 6 to 10 years. Okay, are they currently taking money from this? No. If they're not taking money, what age? 67 is when we plan on them taking out money. So client wants to take out $3,000 a month at age 67 and delay Social Security until age 70. Please show best options. All right, if I have the account, which I would have had if this wasn't something that we were just practicing on, I would choose that file, upload it, and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And then Lauren is going to go ahead and get back to me in the next 48 hours, oftentimes even quicker than that. And we'll have the solution, the product, the illustrations, and the application all at my fingertips. So that concludes our Ask a Specialist. Thank you.
Hey Sean, thanks for your submission. So since your client wants to retire in 7 years but needs to wait 10 to maximize her Social Security, I'm going to suggest we go with the Athene Agility. This will allow her to take up to 3 years of monthly withdrawals of $35,000 per year when she wants to retire. And then after that, she can turn on the lifetime income rider, which will go up every year the market goes up. So let us know if you need anything else, and good luck.
Thank you, Lauren, for that. Now we have the illustrations. I'm back sitting with Bridget, who is 60 years old, single, and has 2 kids. She has $300,000 in an IRA. She is 60 years old. She wants to retire at age 70. So
67.
67. Thank you. Just want to make sure you were paying attention.
I am.
Everybody's paying attention now. Okay. She wants to retire at 67. Now, I'm going to start with this, Social Security. So, Bridget, what I've got here is the findings from the Home Office on what the recommended solution would be for you for that $300,000 to make sure it lasts your lifetime and you maximize those returns. Before I do, I want to talk about your retirement age. So you want to retire at age 67. However, you know that maximizing your Social Security, you can push it all the way out to age 70. And you gain about 8% compounding interest every year. So because you live, or because your projected life is so long, your mortality is so long, you're probably easily going to live into your 90s. By putting your Social Security out to age 70, you're going to get a significantly higher amount to last you the rest of your life. Also, Social Security adjusts every year upwards based on what the CPIW, or Workers Index, is. Last year, I think it was 1.6%, 1.9%, something like that. So it's going to go up every year, on average about 2.5%. So what's higher, 2.5% of $2,000 or 2.5% of $3,000? So you can see by saving till age 70, by holding off, by compounding that growth, you're going to start making more and more money when you need it in retirement, because you're going to have a long time. You're probably going to have a 2.5 decade retirement. So I've taken that into account, and what I've chosen is a product called the Athene Agility. Okay, Athene is an A-rated company, very strong financial company. They are a listed legal reserve company in the state of Idaho, so they are a guaranteed company in the state of Idaho. And this product here, what it does is very cool. First, it accumulates your money as you grow, but it uses something called a benefit base. And I'll get to that benefit base. That benefit base is what we're going to use to calculate lifetime income. Okay. Now, there's two samples of the illustration here. The first one, I want you to look at this interest rate and tell me what that interest rate is there.
0, yeah.
0%. So as I explained in the trifold, fixed index annuities participate in the upside and they don't participate in the downside, okay? You capture some of the gains when the market's up and none of the gains when the market's down, all right? It also has 0 fees whatsoever, which is great. So you're never going to have your money eroded for fees, and you're never going to have your money eroded because of market loss. Yeah. That being said, in order for you to get a 0% return, the market would have to go down every month, every year for the rest of your life. Now, by law, I have to show you the guarantee, but this guarantee, if the market did go down every month, every year for the rest of your life, would actually be pretty good, because we'd all be in trouble. Yeah. Also, the reality of that happened is essentially 0. So I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time, but I've showed you the guarantee, the 0%. If you'll just go ahead and initial that, you understand that that is what the illustrated guarantee is. I'll move on to what the realistic assumptions would be. So we have a couple pages of that. And now what we have here is 4.88%. Now, I want to point something out. With the new rates from Athene, I can make that illustrated rate much higher. I can make it 7% or higher. I don't do that intentionally. The reason I don't do that is because I don't want people to be locked into the idea that they're going to get 7.5%, when that's not even the point of this annuity. The point of the annuity is to eliminate fees, eliminate risk, and give them a lifetime income, okay? So I intentionally suppress this. I put 25% in the Janus, 25% in the BMP 1 year, and I did the same thing for the 2 years. So it's a very realistic return. Even if she starts getting 2 or 3 years where she is getting over 5, 6, 7%, that's just beneficial. That's just extra. If I show a 7% return, it's just like selling the bonus. I'm selling the bonus, selling the bonus, selling the bonus. We don't sell on the bonus, we don't sell on the interest rate, we sell on the benefits of the annuity itself. So back to this here. Now, what I have here is at age 67, you want to retire. Now, retirement might be stopping work altogether or working part-time. You told me in order to pay your bills, you need to be making about $3,000 a month. So what I have you taking out $35,000 every year from your IRA while the benefit base continues to grow to maximize your lifetime income. So you take out over $100,000, then you retire. Now we turn on the lifetime income. You're also going to have maximize your Social Security. We put those together, and what we've created is your Social Security, we estimate is around $35,000.
Yeah.
Plus this, you're going to make as much money in retirement as you made while you were working. And here's the cool thing about it. 2 parts. One, this annual paycheck is guaranteed for life, just like Social Security is.
Okay.
2, if the index goes up, if the market goes up, your payment goes up. See here how it goes from 28 to 31 to 34, et cetera, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So just like your Social Security goes up because your purchasing power goes down because we have inflation, all right? Slight inflation is actually healthy. That's what we need for the economy to grow. So if all things are going normal, inflation is going to grow your Social Security, and it's going to grow the index, the market is going to grow your retirement payment. So let's fast forward here to say age 94. And it's the end of these illustrations. Now this will go for life. The software just stops at age 94.
Okay.
So at age 94, 95, let's say you die. You would have taken out $90,000 that year because it grows with the index. Even though your account value has far gone, if you live beyond your money, it will continue to pay you. All right? So you would have taken out a grand total of $1.43 million. And it was guaranteed to pay you for life. You know, the illustrations don't go beyond that, but imagine if you lived to 104.
Yeah.
That's going to approach 2 million. That
Yeah.
keeps going up as your Social Security kept going up. Now, I want to show you one other thing. What if you die too early? Okay? So let's say at 77, you tragically die. You would have taken out over $38,000 that year. You would have taken out $370,000 of the $300,000 that you put in, and your death benefit would be $205,000. So now you would have supplemented your retirement, supplemented your Social Security, had the peace of mind that you're never going to run out of money because your income's coming from Social Security, which is guaranteed, and your income's coming from this agility contract, which is guaranteed. Both of them are going up every year that there's an increase in the index or CPI. And if you die too early, you're going to give $100,000 plus to each of your kids.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a fantastic product. Also, if you're ever terminally ill or if you have a critical illness late in life, there are no surrender fees whatsoever. You ask, what is a surrender fee? You ask, how can they offer a product that has no fees, no market risk, averages almost 5% a year, and guarantees income for life, even if my account has gone down to zero?
It's like too good to be true.
It has to do with something called a surrender schedule. So I think this is very, very important, and I want to point it out. So if we look right here on page 12, you're going to see contract years 1 through 10 and withdrawal charge 9% down to 1%.
Okay.
So the way this works is that you can take out up to 10% per year. So you know at age 67, I have you taking out $35,000, okay? That's less than 10%. You're allowed to do that. Okay, and if the contract has gone higher, the amount that 10% represents is higher. Once you turn on the lifetime income is going to be a very high percentage compared to the safe max amount. Everybody's heard of 4%.
Yeah.
Well, you can take out much higher. You can take out 4.6 or even 5% per year. But if you exceed 10%, then you're going to have a penalty. So I'll explain this to you very, very easily. Let's say $10,000 represented 10%. And let's say you took out $11,000.
Okay.
If you do that the very first year, they're going to keep $90. So you wouldn't get $11,000, you would get $10,910. They keep 9%.
Okay.
The next year, they also keep 9%. And then the next year, 8%, 7%, 6%, 5%. So what this is some restriction on your money. But what it allows the annuity company to do is purchase investments, secured investments for longer time horizon, which allows them to give these guarantees. Now, I just need you to initial this and say that you understood this surrender schedule and how that works. It's a very important thing. My mother always told me if something's too good to be true, it's not true. Well, how do they offer all these things? Again, no fees, no market risk, an average of 5% return on lifetime income. It's because they can predict how much money you're going to be able to take out of this annuity product over the next decade.
And this is only on what I take out above my allowed,
Above
right?
your 10%,
Okay.
that's exactly right.
Okay.
And only for the first 10 years.
Okay.
Now, one of the things I want to point out is this is qualified money, okay? So let's take this surrender schedule and set it aside. Let's take the product I'm representing and set it aside. There's basic common sense to retirement planning. If I have qualified money, it's never been taxed. What happens when I take that money out and pay myself?
Yeah, I have to start paying those
You
taxes.
pay tax.
Yep.
Your Social Security taxation goes up. Your marginal tax bracket goes up. So from kind of a common sense standpoint, you want this money to last. You want to not create huge tax footprints where you have to write extra money, extra checks to Uncle Sam.
So I can't take too much.
So
Yeah.
even if there was no restriction, do you really want to go out and take 15, 20, 25% of your entire retirement?
Right.
You don't. So I like these products for qualified money, money that's pre-tax, because really the surrender charge, it doesn't inhibit them at all.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of them that have a 5% surrender, and 5% is more than enough for them to be taken out on any given year because it keeps their taxes suppressed and it makes sure that money is going to last. So just kind of an add-on there. So Bridget, the next step is we can do this electronically, we can do this with paper app, and I'm going to tell everyone, I know we don't like paper apps, I know the carriers don't prefer paper apps, but if you have not submitted many annuities, suitability is critically important and very difficult to fix in the back end if you screw something up. So please use paper applications and submit them through the fflams.com. Let the team review them before you send them for final submission to the annuity carrier. So Bridget, I'm going to go ahead and go through this. This is an application for suitability. Annuities are different. You could have someone who is unemployed find $50 on the ground and go into a bank and open a bank account. There's no suitability. You can't be a terrorist, right? I think that's the only suitability problem. It can't be a drug money, But other than that, anyone can open a bank account. It's not the same thing with annuities. Annuities can offer these great benefits because they don't allow just everyone to come in. Okay. So we're going to go through this application. It's going to have some detailed questions. It's going to have suitability questions, things about your finances and your net worth. I'll help walk you through it. But we'll send this into the corporate office, and then they'll submit it off to the insurance carrier, the annuity carrier, and hopefully within the next couple weeks, these things move a little bit slower, we're going to get approval that you're suitable, and then we'll work to move the money, the transition of the money. Okay. One last thing I want to talk to you about, and we're going to have some great training coming up about how to handle this. Your current company, XYZ Brokerage, who manages your $300,000, they are not going to want you to move it. I know, shocker, right? There's a distinct difference between what you're doing here and what they're doing, okay? What they're doing is they make money off you, okay? The investments that you have, they don't match those investments, give you a high five and say, I hope this works. They give you sound advice, I'm sure. They give you advice that they're intending for the money to grow, and as long as the market goes up, it will grow, and then they charge you for that. Some of the fees you can see, most of the fees you cannot. But logically speaking, they're making money through fees that make sense to you, correct?
Yeah.
Annuity companies are different. And understand, I'm not replacing your financial advisor. You don't need a financial advisor. You need a solution. Like, do you have a financial advisor for Social Security? Do you have someone that sits down and says every month, well, hey, here's your Social Security?
Yeah,
no, it's get it and forget it, right? You're going to get that check every month. You're going to get it for the rest of your life. It's going to go up when CPI goes up. Annuities are the same thing. You don't need me to charge you 1% every year to check in and see how you're doing. This product has 0 fees. Check that off. This product will never go down when the market goes down. Check that off. This product will pay you for life, and every year that the market goes up, it continues to go up. So even if the account balance is 0, if you're still alive, it's going to pay you more and more every year. That's all you need to know. So we're going to save you fees. We're going to save you those costs, and we're going to save you the risk of loss by signing you up with this annuity company. But your brokerage, your current company, is not going to want to let you go. They're going to say things like, oh, annuities are confusing. Oh, they'll restrict your money. right? As if you want to take 20% of your retirement out. They're going to say, I've heard it all. They might even look up, I've had companies look up in this case, a theme, which I'm recommending, and go to the Better Business Bureau, which is a joke because the Better Business Bureau does not have anything to do with financial assessment of companies. Whatever it is, stay strong. Know that they're going to call you. Just explain to them, I've made my decision. Please transfer the money. I've made my decision. Please transfer the money. Because if they could offer you this product, they would have. But they won't. Why? Because most advisors out there are valued based on their assets under management. If they give that money to a thing, that no longer is under their management and they no longer make fees off of it. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I respect what they're doing. You know, brokerages are great for accumulation, but now in decumulation, the FIA is the fastest growing retirement product in the world. And it's the fastest growing product for a reason, because we don't need fees, we don't need advice, we need to make sure this lasts us forever and grows as the market grows, and that's what this product will do. So just a heads up, they will contact you, just say, no thank you, I've made my decision, please transfer the money. Make sense?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
great. And that's an important part that a lot of us are missing. A lot of us are getting some applications or getting some statements, but we're not warning them. And we got some extra training coming up in the next few weeks with Matt Smith. We've created a checklist on what you can say to a client prior to submitting the application to help prepare them for what is going to be a backlash, and oftentimes a backlash with complete ignorance, made up stuff, et cetera, et cetera. We'll get to that in the training. But make sure you spend a little bit of time talking about what they can expect from their current brokerage. That being said, we're done. We're going to submit this to fflams.com, have them scrub it, and then allow us to submit it knowing that it's going to pass suitability. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Miss. How old are you? 60?
60.
Miss Jackson? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please email us at info@fflams.com.
Hi everyone, my name's Brad Allan. I'm here in Seattle with Family First Life Emerald City, and Sean Ruggiero asked me to reach out and post a little video about a couple of annuities that I've recently written. I just moved into a new office space here in downtown Seattle, and I've had 4 people walk through the door, and I've written all 4 of them business. 2 of them have been annuities. The first one was a I think it was a PE 10 plus, and that paid for my first year's lease. So that was pretty sweet. First person who walked in, my bills are covered for a year. And he actually said, you know, if you had not been in a nice office like this, I probably would not have done this. The office lent some credibility, some structure, put him at ease, and wrote some business and paid my bills. So the second annuity that I wrote, that was the 4th person to actually walk into my office. I had written him and his wife a Smart UL, and this was a follow-up. And so when he came in, he said, so how long have you been in this space? And I said, well, it's only been about a month, but I've had 4 people walk in, and the first 3 I wrote business on, so careful before you walk in. We'll probably end up writing some business, and we did. And so that second annuity, actually, I think if I do the math right, it's about 5 years of lease payments or whatever. I mean, so there is additional cost to having an office, there's no doubt. But I think it also brings additional opportunity. So I just wanted to share that you know, this is a business and there are expenses. However, I've really seen a benefit to having the structure of an office, somewhere to go, and it gets me into a routine, and it actually, I think, provides a little bit more confidence when I'm sitting with people that I'm not just sitting in their home, I'm sitting at my place of work, and it's time to get down to business. So come by and see me. I'm in Seattle. Just be careful. You walk in the door, I'll probably write you. Bye.